You need to know this. The U.S. housing market is changing and changing fast. It is likely changing in ways that most housing analysts did not see coming. If you don't recall, I made a rather bold call about transactions starting in September. But before that, I talked about what was coming in July and August. And really, at the crux of that call was the fact that there would be cancellations and delistings. Yes, inventory is up across the country. Inventory peaked or just went over 1 million active listings. But folks, the MLS, the market is full of wish pricing, and it is my strong suspicion that we are starting to see buyers say no mas. Just today, read an article from Realtor.com, who is on the forefront of understanding what is going on in the market. Delistings, meaning your property is on the market and you take it off, are up 47% in May. This is only going to get worse. This is going to go higher. And then we will be left with the folks that truly need to sell. Realtor.com highlights all kinds of amazing facts that will lead to my September call. Year to date, delistings are up 35%. Again, 47% in May. Year to date, up 35%. Some stats just to show you the acceleration. In 2022, for every 100 listings, there were 6 withdrawals. Today, for every 100 listings, there are 13 withdrawals. That is a 100% increase in delistings. This is what happens, folks, when you pay attention to the market, when you have an audience that is all over the country. You can see these things coming before anyone else. Other things highlighted in this Realtor.com article, Phoenix has led the nation. We've seen plenty of articles talking about the rapid rise in active inventory in Phoenix. Well, guess what? In Phoenix, they have 30 delistings for every 100 listing. That is more than twice the national average. Other facts I found interesting, Denver leads the nation in price cuts. Apparently, 34% of all active listings in Denver have had at least one price drop. Price increases, still very much the Northeast. Baltimore up 7%, Virginia Beach up 5.2%, and Buffalo, New York up 3.88%. These are year-on-year numbers. As for declines, we got Cincinnati down 6.3%, Sacramento down 4.8%, and Miami down 4.7%. As for inventory, I am happy to say that Las Vegas has had the most active inventory increase in the last year. Active inventory is up 77%. Followed by Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. is actually a pretty small metro, but Washington, D.C. has seen a rise of 63%. Got this little guy on my lap. I'm going to put him down. This is Sonny, for those that don't know. He follows me everywhere. Put him in his bed. So let me tell you what I am doing. Because again, I believe I've called that July and August are going to be the months where your investors like ourselves need to be aggressive. We need to write disrespectful offers. So I've told you about a house I'm tracking. I've done some more research. I've leveraged PropertyRadar. And the particular house I'm looking at appears to be owned free and clear. So again, if you don't remember what I'm looking at, there's a house for $400,000. And I've talked about writing a $300K offer. Now that I've done more research, I'm actually going to write 2 offers. Now let's remember, my first offer is not supposed to be accepted. It is supposed to be a trial balloon to start conversations, figure out where the seller's head is at. So my first offer is going to be $300K cash, 10-day close. My second offer, at the same time, we are going to submit 2 offers. I'm going to write a $350K offer, seller financed. In this case, I'm going to write the offer with $110,000 down, which means the seller needs to carry a $240K note. But here's the catch. I'm a bastard. I'm cheap. So what am I going to do? I'm going to write the initial offer as $1,000 paid over 240 months, aka 20 years. Now, if you are good with math, you realize that I've just potentially got a 20-year interest, a zero interest loan. Now, again, as I said at the beginning, I do not expect my cash offer or my seller finance offer to be accepted immediately, but I do hope for a conversation. Now, it is possible this seller may be like all the others and just delist their property. Maybe they decide to rent it out. Who knows? But this is how I am being aggressive. I am looking to get significant discounts. I am looking to get seller financing at significantly below market interest rates. I am a buy and hold investor that will take advantage of rising inventory in Vegas. I particularly like that's rising in July and August, which is hot, hot, hot. Lots of buyers will sit out and do nothing. Well, I am going to be aggressive. So again, get a buy box, know your market, see what is going on, see what is possible. Speaking of that, we got some updates on school. First, congratulate a couple people for joining, Arun and Arnold. Remember, folks, we are truly lucky to have the financial firefighter out there potentially reimbursing you for your first month. So you can try before you buy. All you have to do is follow him, reach out, get his link, and he will take care of your first month. And you get all the masterminds, the Sunday conversations, the 420 other wealth builders. It is time for you to join. On top of that, I have been working with somebody in school named Renee. Renee has identified that we now have the map feature on the desktop. So folks, if you don't know what this is, if you go to school on your phone or on the desktop, in the menu bar, there's something that says map. And you could find out where all the school members are on the map. Now, this is something that I initially paid for, but school has now added it native. So it is on mobile and it is on the desktop. Go check it out. As you will see, all of the locations are off by about 10 miles for privacy, but you should have a good feeling of what other school members are in your backyard. And then finally, Renee has been gracious enough to work on a module for people who join, right? Kind of a do this first. And I will be reviewing that later today and hopefully adding that as well. So we are investing in school, making it easier for you to network, grow, get started, get all the free education. So hopefully you appreciate that. Renee, thank you very much for helping us understand what is possible, because I certainly don't follow that very well. Ali Wolf talking about a housing recovery. Yes, folks, as you recall, the real estate market has been in a depression, a transaction depression. Ali Wolf is talking about a housing recovery as some people are sick of putting their lives on hold. Where have you heard that before? I've tried to help you over the last 5 to 7 years understand consumer behavior. Consumer behavior is predictable. Consumers can be scared for about 6 months. And again, you will see consumers say things like, I am sick of putting my life on hold. Morningstar out with a very interesting mortgage rate call. Folks, if you want lower mortgage rates, Morningstar says wait till 2026. According to Morningstar, you're not going to get much movement in 2025 as tariffs and the Fed do their thing. But as the Fed starts rate cutting later this year or next year, you can expect 30-year mortgage rates to get to 5.75%. Again, if you've been following this channel, you know that there is a definitely change in consumer behavior sub 6%. So things could get interesting. I'm feeling really, really good about my September call of transactions exceeding 2024 and 2023. Looks like Trump is at it again. He's talking tariff. We're talking tariffs on copper, 50%. We're talking perhaps 200% tariffs on pharmaceuticals. Again, is this just more Trump art of the deal? Is this just more taco trade? Who knows? Again, it will be interesting to see where this goes. We are seeing inflation expectations fall. Again, this was something the Fed was looking at and seeing risk. The New York Fed inflation expectations are down. They were 3.2. They are now down to 3. Mortgage applications up 23 weeks in a row. Shout out Logan Montashami from Housing Wire. He is all over this. Folks, rates matter. Rates dipped last week, although they went up on Thursday. Applications to refi up 9%. Purchase applications up 9%, both week on week. But get this, year on year, refi apps up 56%, and purchase applications are up 25% year on year. Yes, folks, we are starting to see buyers get a little bit more frisky in the market. I don't know if you saw this, but it looks like China's producer prices plunged 3.6%. That is the largest decline, and frankly, deflation. Yes, deflation still existing in China as they have weak consumer demand. John Burns research out talking about new home prices. Apparently, new home prices are down in 7 out of 9 regions, with the weakest housing markets being California, for both North and Southern California. What else do we got? We got Trueflation currently at 1.66%. Can the Fed declare victory? We have GDP now at 2.6% for Q2, so down from over 3 to 2.6. Again, we will see where we go from here. Peter Navarro out taking shots at Apple. According to Peter Navarro, Apple thinks they are just too big for tariffs. I don't know that that's the right attitude to have, but we shall see. And then finally, on tariffs, it looks like we have collected $100 billion in tariffs. Again, folks, if you don't know what that means, that all goes to the Treasury. The Treasury can use that to pay down our debt. It is estimated that the U.S. might have $300 billion in tariffs in 2025. So we shall see what we see. At the end of the day, folks, remember, if you want to build wealth, we provide a tremendous possibility for you with school. You can join school. It's $20 a month. And if you reach out to the financial firefighter, that can be refunded for the first month. Also, don't forget, if you are a landlord and you get your insurance quote and it's high or different, please go to Steadily, link in the description. See if they can help you. Again, I've shared with you that my most recent fourplex, they saved me $918 or $912, something like that. So again, it is possible. It doesn't always work. I've had several quotes where it came back higher, but hey, it takes 5 minutes and maybe you can save $1,000. If you're new, go to Steadily, put in a house you're looking at and see what it costs so you can put it in your spreadsheets. Folks, insurance is expensive. It's getting more expensive. It's nice to have options. Give Steadily a try. Folks, I hope you have an amazing day. Like, subscribe, comment. We will be back tomorrow, 7:30. Take care. Later.